Hi everyone and welcome to Apprenticeish, where we talk all about apprentices, apprenticeships, kind of. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I think I tend to, when it comes to exam season, just disappear into an abyss of studying. And I actually wanted to just be, I want to say, more transparent, more open, more honest about my journey, obviously to the degree where I feel comfortable. But I think first of all, just to note, and this is obviously an archive for me as well, but this is my last year in the apprenticeship, and this is by far like one of the most challenging years, health-wise, mind-wise. I think I've had more like I have other specific interesting situations happen outside of this year, but I mean in terms of like the timing, and obviously I'm preparing for the solicitor's qualification exams, which is called SQE1. Y'all, it is like challenging isn't even the word. So I'm aware there was another exam previously called the LPC, which is the legal practice course, and my understanding of that is it's supposed to raise people up to the knowledge of like a day one solicitor. So they are well aware that you're a trainee, and they're kind of like, the course is supposed to like build your skills up to being like that kind of day one thing. Whereas the solicitor's qualification exams, which has replaced in effect as the LPC, is by the time you take the exam, you kind of already need to have that knowledge. So it's less of like, we're building you up to get those skills. It's like, when you take this exam, you should kind of already be at that standard. That's my impression based on the difficulty, the kinds of questions that they're asking, the way the questions are being framed. And doing the SQE can be very frustrating because, and I really believe this, that no one else will understand you doing SQE unless they're doing it or have done it themselves. Like anyone who's done any other program, any other course, they can't even fathom like the volume of content, the difficulty of the content. Like, this is not a law degree. This is beyond that. And I honestly think anyone who passes that exam, like, you know law like super well from a practical perspective. So I do just want to be open and honest. Like, I think I mentioned it in a previous video anyway, but I've been having some like health challenges, and I like to think that I'm quite a positive babe. And I am gonna say this because I was thinking about it yesterday, and I was just like, I'm sure that lots of people, I'm not the only one who goes to do different exams, probably experience some kind of attack whilst they're in the process, like leading up, on the day, around the time, like distractions upon distractions. Like, don't be surprised if this is like a super important exam and like, boom, this person dies. Like, I don't know, you lost your job, or a really big bill had to come out and now you're stressed about your finances, or like a workplace situation happened. Like, there's so many different things that can come up and like draw your attention away from being able to pass this exam. And to be honest, I think one of the things that I never really appreciated was my health. Like, not that I never appreciated it, but the impacts and influence it could have on my ability to study. I know that I have been I think diligent is the right word when it comes to studying. I am so anal about making sure that I've covered all the content and I've done this. I'm definitely not a perfectionist, but I'm very well aware of my skill level, and you know, I tend to have like a rough idea of whether or not I'll pass this one. And I'm not trying to fearmonger, but also just like the way my body is currently operating with some of its shortfalls, but I'm very grateful for the fact that it's working, is that I don't always have the energy or strength to study. Work literally will take everything out of me, and if I don't study before work, I'm not studying at all that day. Like, my energy hours, I probably say, is like earlier on in the morning and like early afternoon. But yeah, I can definitely say like my health has influenced my ability to study, and I am very grateful that I serve a living God. And you know, like, when I need help, when I need encouragement, which honestly is all the time. It's literally all the time. Like, productive study sessions, being able to recall information. Sometimes because of how body is moving, it's hard to remember things, or like, let alone get to the desk to study. And I don't think I realized how much of an influence it would have had until I really sat down to think about it yesterday. I was like, this exam is soon, and I've not like locked in. Like, I'm studying as much as I like have the physical strength to be able to do, but I'm very aware that it's not the same as how it used to be, if that makes sense. So yeah, I kind of just wanted to, I don't want to say rant, but just, I don't know how regular I'll be able to post. I don't know how often I'll be posting. I don't know how well edited they'll be, but I just want to like continue to put things out there, because when I get to do something creative, it relaxes me, it helps me be more calm, and I feel more encouraged and energized to document my journey. And I'm in a like, I would say I'm in a very privileged position. Like, I have a job, I'm an apprentice, so I don't need to pay for the solicitor qualification exams. I have like really good resources, so like on paper I kind of think this is like the best position for me to be in. But I will not deny the fact that it is extremely frustrating when you kind of have so many different resources like at your disposal, but the literal strength and energy to get to the desk to use them is not there. But you know, my body's working, so we just bless God. But yeah, I think also this is just a conversation I think I'm having with myself, and maybe there's somebody out there who's also doing SQE1 preparations. This is the time where you need to, if there's any time in your life, it's probably going to be now, where you need to prioritize your studying. You can be gallivanting on the roadside after you finish these exams. Like, the gallivanting isn't going to go anywhere. You haven't missed all of summer or winter or whenever you're taking these exams. Yes, it is hard, and I think sometimes when it's too easy, you don't really value the outcome. So I'm sure when you pass, because we're gonna pass together, you'll be very excited about, you know, your journey and becoming a lawyer. But it's a journey, I'm not even gonna lie. And also I would say this to myself as well, like, don't give up, don't throw in the towel in, don't think that because this is the set of circumstances right now that things can't change between now and the exam. Additionally, you don't know what paper you're gonna get, you don't know what kinds of questions they're gonna ask. You should even like just not scroll down socials or, you know, different forums, discussion forums about SQE, because a lot of the information out there is so bleak. Guys, I got my assessment center and I checked the reviews on the assessment center, and the only comment on there was, "The power cut done me dirty." And I looked at that. The only comment, the only review on this building was, "The power cut done me dirty." That's crazy work. Anyway, chill. There are difficulties, but don't give up. Don't give in. Don't feel like you're never going to learn all of the content in time. Like, actually just try and practice and stop spending so much time on areas that you're already confident in to make yourself feel better. Like, literally just focus on areas that you are not confident in. Also, appreciate that maybe your book is too detailed. Just because something is in a textbook doesn't mean that that level of detail is required. Like, always check what, you know, the standards are, the standard of knowledge that you need to know. Because I've read some things for SQE and the detail is great, but that's probably for a law degree, not necessarily for SQE. I can honestly admit that I'm challenged here. I'm definitely challenged, and I will win the challenge. And I'm gonna pass this exam, and I'm gonna pass it with flying colors, and it's gonna be a great time. We are gonna pass it with flying colors. How about that? We're gonna pass it with flying colors, even though it feels like all of the content is against you. Let's be real. Even though there may be other situations happening outside of your studying, like, actually just keep your eyes focused on what you need to focus on. And compartmentalizing is a great skill for me right now, and it could be a great skill for you. Anyway, I just wanted to know, I was gonna go into some more detail, but I actually don't want to. So I think I'm gonna leave this video here. I'm sending you all my love. It probably won't be super edited, but c'est la vie. I hope that you'll see me next week. You'll see some version of me. It might be a past version. But yes, have a good day.